Chosen Ones really grew up like Matilda. You see, it was a movie that was in the 90s, I believe. I could be wrong, but it was a movie called Matilda. She was a little girl who was who was born into a family that really hated her, and even her school teacher hated her. Her Not her school teacher, her school principal hated her. You see, Chosen Ones, you grew up just like Matilda. If you really look at your life, Chosen One, and if you really chosen, you really grew up like Matilda. You see, Matilda, when she was born into a very, very money hungry and prideful and egotistical family. They thought they had this crabs in a bucket mentality. They all were in competition with her. And come to find out, as she began to get older, she she had telekinesis powers. She had telekinetic powers. She was able to move objects without touching them. She was a very, very talented and gifted young girl. And us chosen ones are very, very talented and gifted as well. You see, when she stayed away from her family and she was studying and she was put into isolation to become her best self, to really enhance her gifts, her talents, and her abilities, and to work on herself spiritually, emotionally, physically, and soulfully, she became greater and greater at using her gifts and walking in her power and her purpose, chosen ones. Even though she was very, very young. See, when she stayed away from her family, they call her weird. They call her dumb. They was like, I'm smart, you're dumb. You're small, I'm big, and there's nothing you can do about it. See, they were projecting their fears onto her, and all she did was use that to fuel her to become greater. She was always studying, she was always reading books. She was always practicing her gifts, her talents, and her abilities. And she never gave up on herself. And the more and more she kept focusing on herself, the more and more her family hated her because they were intimidated by her becoming so wise and gaining so much knowledge. She was really learning a lot, and her family felt dumb. They felt small, so they was lashing out at her a lot. They were throwing her in her room, putting her on punishment, trying to take her books away, and trying to punish her for being smart, punish her for being gifted and talented. And the same thing happens to the chosen ones. We have been through this before, where our family will try to punish us for being book smart and street smart, and for really, really focusing on ourselves. And when her father enrolled her in school, she was very, very happy because she got to express her knowledge and her wisdom and her understanding. And her teacher noticed that she was very, very special and that she was very, very smart. Matilda was a very, very smart young lady. And by her being so smart, the principal was didn't allow smart children. They wanted you to be very, very scared, and they wanted you to be like dumb almost. And when her principal found out she was super intelligent, her principal felt stupid, and her principal locked her in that chamber. And Matilda was like, where am I? What is this? And even when she showed up on the first day, she was seeing kids getting javelin thrown 100 to 200 yards away because they didn't do something I guess the principal wanted them to do or whatever. I can't remember word for, scene for scene, but this is what happened to you. Your teachers didn't like you either, chosen ones. They didn't respect your brilliance. They didn't respect your knowledge. They didn't respect you being super intelligent. If anything, they hated that you were super intelligent. And they knew that you weren't supposed to really be there because of how brilliant and how smart you were. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, that when you started standing up for yourself and you started standing up for your true friends, like how Matilda did, you felt empowered, you felt powerful, and you used your talents, your gifts, and your abilities for good. And Matilda, she didn't let people run over her. See, people thought that they won in the beginning, but in the end, they truly lost. They truly lost because they feared her. They feared her power. And they didn't really know how powerful she was. And she was very, very much overlooked as a young girl in her family and at school. And by her being overlooked, she used that for her advantage. She used that to become very, very much more stronger and powerful. And this is what the chosen ones have done as well. We were overlooked our whole lives by our family, our friends, our teachers, everybody. And we used that time that we were overlooked to get to the next level and to become the next big thing. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, I'm very, very proud of you because you have come a long way. You have become very, very powerful, and you have become very wise, and you have been using your gifts and walking into your calling. See, a lot of us chosen ones grew up like Matilda, where we come from harsh families, harsh communities, harsh environments, but we didn't let those environments hold us back. We didn't let these people's words hold us back. We didn't let their foolish behavior influence us to play small or play little or give up on our dreams, our goals, or our ambitions. See, Matilda was the blueprint for chosen ones, no matter what age you were. See, that movie Matilda showed me a lot. It showed me how to move when times get hard and people lash out at you, including family members, friends, ex-lovers, current lovers, whoever. That showed you how to move towards people who had those demonic spirits inside of them. Matilda also showed you how to work while you're in isolation. She showed you how to become powerful she showed you the power of isolation. And by being by yourself and gaining wisdom, gaining knowledge, gaining understanding, gaining patience, and gaining confidence, she showed you that. By them showing us Matilda's isolation, it showed how she became stronger through it. And she helped her friends stand up and walk in their power and walk in their truth and walk in their purpose and be confident in themselves. Matilda was a very, very much inspirational movie. And this is why I like watching it. I don't watch it a lot, but I watch it when I need to because it gives me that motivation. It gives me that self-power, that inner power that I need if I'm feeling down or if I'm feeling like I'm being attacked too heavily. Remember, you are very, very strong.